Alright, I'm going to try and do just a really quick demo on how to color. I'm going to work on this here, which is what I have for the top banner on my website. Um, not going to color the whole thing. I want to keep this under 10 minutes if possible. Let's see. So let's just go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'll bring in the scans. And what you'll see if you take a look at them, just get there quick. Let's see, scans. Here we go. It's these two orange ones here. I don't work huge, but I work on, it's like 11 by 14 or something like that. It's a little bit too big to fit on my scanner, so I have to scan in two parts, and I do this for all the strips, and this here needed it too. In order to fix that, Photoshop has this really awesome automate feature called photomerge. So just go ahead and click that, go into browse, find the two that I want, just hit open, hit OK, and then Photoshop is going to piece them back together for me. Super nice. I used to try and do this manually, and it was a real pain in the butt. So it's really nice to have a quick feature like that. I'll just go ahead and rotate, so I'm working at the right orientation here. And you'll see this stuff right here. This sheet of paper had been ruled out for a strip, so I'll just go and show you how I would take care of that. I'll go to fixed ratio, and then I have it set to 100 by 36, which is equal to the 1000 by 360 pixels, which are the dimensions of a completed strip that I generally work on. Although actually I want to kind of keep it. Oh, wait, no, I don't want to do that. This is good. Perfect. I like to have some margins on the outside. Gives me kind of some breathing room. So I'll go ahead and crop this. And then you'll notice it's kind of all yellowed out. We've got all these ugly pencil marks and everything in here. So what we're going to do is, if you look over here in the layers palette, you'll see that you got these kind of goofy looking icons here. These are the, I think they're masks. To be honest, I'm not exactly sure. But anyways, you have to flatten the layer in order to really edit anything. So that's Apple E. And now that I've got it flattened, I can start doing stuff. So the first thing I do is I bring up hue saturation, and I bring the saturation down all the way, and that's going to get rid of a lot of that yellowing and all of that stuff and kind of brings you to this sort of gray tone. Next thing I do is I'll bring up the levels, and this is where you really get to remove all the pencil marks and kind of clean up. Just zoom in so we can kind of see, like right in here we've got some stuff behind that tree. What you do is you just bring this one on the right down, and you'll see that you're losing all those pencil marks. If you go too far, you're gonna end up losing everything. So you don't want to do that. You just want to go just as far as you have to, just right about there. And then you come back over here and you can bring these blacks back up. And so that's how you kind of retain the integrity of your inks, lose the pencils, saves a ton of time. Again, before I knew how to do that, I was doing this manually, just going in and erasing things. It was awful. Didn't understand why anyone would work digitally. So I'll go ahead and accept that. And so now we've got our blacks here. And then the next thing I'll do, bring my swatches back to default, bring out the white one, and then get a brush. And I'll go back and I'll kind of remove all of this stuff here. Kind of get that stuff out of the way. Oh, one thing in terms of scanning, I always scan at 300 dpi and I use TIFF files. They seem to be the best that I know of for being able to use it for print, and I like to be able to use stuff for print at some point if I want. So what we're going to do is we're just going to color Captain Kitten face here. Just do something really quick, kind of see how that's going. So right here I've got a finished version, and this is actually pretty similar to how I work, where I'll just go back into previous strips and pick colors and then bring them into the new ones. So we'll get his head and his shirt. We'll come back over here. And before we can actually start coloring, if I just do that, I'm going to go over everything, I lose my blacks. I don't want to do that. What I have to do is I have to set this layer to multiply. that's going to do is it's going to make the whites transparent and the blacks stay black and opaque. So go ahead and lock that, and then I'll create another layer, and I'm going to call this colors. If I can rename it properly. Alright, and then now that we're coloring on this layer, I'll go ahead and get started coloring. You can see that we're now coloring underneath the white, and you'll see what happens here if I take that multiply off. If I go back to normal, you basically lose everything. You'll see it if I erase, but the white's not transparent, which is what you get when it's on multiply, which is really nice. Excuse me. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the head. And at this point, it doesn't really matter how precise you are. It's really just the point of getting colors on the page. So let's get his coat. We'll come back over here. Let's see. Coat and lapel. And then we have to start picking shadows and ear and nose colors. So I've got shadow there. I don't even think I even used shadows for his lapel on this one. He does have a shadow on there. This is kind of, I think this is a bit of a low res file that we're looking at here. So go ahead and grab the shadows here. Bring it down a little bit. Just kind of come around and get it where it looks good. It's not quite where I want it, so let's do it again. And then go right here. Shadows is something I always struggle with. I am not terribly good at it. I have a hard time picking blacks and figuring out where this stuff should go. But I figure, just do what looks good, or what I think feels right, and hopefully it'll look good, and it seems to do okay. And that's okay with me. I'm normally a super ridiculous perfectionist, and I feel like it has negative qualities on what I'll produce, because I'll think that what I'm doing is not good enough, or I'll just trash stuff and whatever. So I'm just really trying to avoid that and just go with things and let this stuff get better over time. So here I'm just kind of erasing some of these edges. Coming in here and cleaning this up. And then we'll get his shirt and his pink for the ears. I'm just about done with this guy. That pink for his nose, bring that down a bit. And that's almost it. I'm going to fix this up in here. There we go. And there you go. We got Captain Kitten face colored. And he looks about the same as he does here, maybe a little different. Maybe some shadows here that I'm not doing over there. But just do what feels right when you're doing it, and you'll be alright. So typically on an actual strip, I probably put all those bottom layers on everything and kind of just work on the whole thing at once, and then start going in and detailing individual things. I may at some point do a screencast of an entire strip coloring, but I'm still getting used to this whole screencast and everything. So hope there's something in here that you enjoyed, and thanks for checking out 2816.